What is going on, guys? The biblical beast himself, the game messiah, the undiscovered talent, the UTXC Archangel here with a brand new video. Like we're picking it up, aren't we? Like we've had like what I want to say last week. By the time you see this video, probably like what, Monday, maybe Wednesday. I don't know. But like last week, we had 2 videos in 1 week, and one video the week before that. Like, are we getting consistent? Like, damn, boy. No, we're not. Like I said, I always say it. I said in one of the, I don't know if it's the last video. I don't know. I don't know what order these videos actually gonna go up. But like I said before, when it comes to me uploading on YouTube, it's not based on anything other than the chance for me to sit down and record audio. Getting gameplay, easy. Making a script if I do one. This video doesn't have a script, so we're gonna be rambling. If I make a script, easy. Everything other editing, easy. Everything is easy to do for me other than sit down and record, because sometimes I don't have a chance to record. It gets pretty loud in my freaking house sometimes, and I'm still, when it comes to me, like if I'm streaming, I don't really care. It's all good. You're not gonna hear anyone other than me anyways. But when it comes to making these kind of videos, discussion videos, reviews, things like this, I prefer to have, being a zen situation where there's no other sounds going on in the house. There's no other sounds coming into the mic other than, right now I have a ceiling fan on because it's getting hot. Maybe you will or won't hear PC fans because I'm using Audacity, and Audacity doesn't like have as good of like audio compression and things like that as say like Streamlabs and OBS and things of that nature. Anyways, rambling again. There's no script, so rambling. Today's video is not about that. It's about Solasta, which is another D&D inspired RPG on Steam. Early access, just like Baldur's Gate 3. When it comes to the word early access, people tend to like to pull back a little bit, like, oh, early access? I'm not playing no early access game. Those are scams. Not all early access games are scams, and I think something like Baldur's Gate 3, which is early access, is by a reputable studio, Larian Studios, who also makes the Divinity franchise. I think about other early access games, there's Mountain Blade. Mountain Blade Bannerlords is a freaking early access game, but it's from a reputable developer. This game's gonna come out. This game's gonna get finished. This game's gonna be good. Solasta is another one of those games that I feel like it's coming from a good studio. Everything that's there for early access is enough content to let you know what you're getting out of the game. And even though visually it might be a little off-putting for some people, I think there's enough detail there to where you can get past some of the visual issues that the game has. So for starters, the first thing you're going to see in this video is the character creator. You're making a character. I'm kind of doing it really quick. You can go I won't say very in detail, but you can go pretty in detail with it, better than I did. But I wanted to get a quick character creator situated and done for the video. When the full game comes out, I will prefer a little bit more detail. I prefer more options for the races. I didn't really go into detail when it comes to each individual races. There's some races do have their side races, but D&D games have a lot of races. So hopefully further patches add more races to the game, and when the full game comes out, it has a good chunk of the typical D&D races. Now, rewind a little bit. I mentioned just my Baldur's Gate video. I am not an experienced D&D player. I have never played D&D. The closest thing to D&D before Baldur's Gate that I was involved with was the Neverwinter MMO, which I didn't even play more than maybe 4 hours of because I thought it was pretty shit. Maybe I thought it was shit because of the visuals. The visuals of that game is pretty ugly. But outside of Neverwinter, I played Baldur's Gate 3 and now Solasta. And Solasta, to me, is a good game. Even again, back to the visuals of the game. I think the armor looks really good in detail. I think the weapons look really good in detail. I think the combat looks really good. The only issue visually that this game has, in my opinion, because I think the environment looks pretty good as well when it comes to this style of RPG. The visuals of a character's face is what bothers me. Like, it looks very cartoony, it looks very Fable. For the most part, it looks like their head's big for their body. Looks like they don't have a neck. But again, this is an early access game by a small development team. This isn't Larian Studios. Larian Studios is at least 2-3 times the size of this studio, if not even more. I think Larian has maybe like at least 100 more people working for them than this development team. So you have to get the benefit of the doubt when you compare these two games. Even when you compare the two games of Baldur's Gate 3 and Solasta, also understand that Baldur's Gate 3, though it does follow 5e D&D, it does its own thing with it. It's 5e D&D for Baldur's Gate is a template. And from there, they go do their own thing. There's a lot of things, if you are experienced in D&D, I'm not, if you aren't experienced in D&D, you're going to notice with Baldur's Gate 3 that they do things differently. They do their own thing. They don't follow it to the T. They don't follow anything to the T. It's just a template. whereas Solasta seems more true to the 5e style that I've heard about, because I watch a lot of videos from like Wolfheart, for example, who talks about D&D, Mr. Rex, who does D&D lore videos. So I've seen videos from other YouTubers and content creators who talk about 5e D&D and other like D&D things, to where I can understand that something like Solasta is trying to be true to it, while it's like Baldur's Gate is just a source material. It's not what the game is. It's not what the game's aiming to be. It's still its own game and does it whatever it wants. Solasta is more true, and I feel like as someone who doesn't know shit about D&D, as someone who isn't experienced with it, you can play this game without that information and enjoy it. It's still a good game. Same thing Baldur's Gate 3. They're still good games regardless of whether or not you do or don't understand how these games work. They do give you enough information to figure it out. You literally see the gameplay, the mechanics of the game in your face, so you know what's going on. It tells you how to do short rest. It tells you how to do long rest. It tells you how combat works. It tells you how dice roll works. It gives you all the information that you need as someone who doesn't play these games, which is great. Other massive things I do want to mention about Baldur's Gate 3 and Solasta, and this is just with indie developers in general. When you have developers who care enough to respond to people making comments about their game, I've tweeted at developers of Solasta, which is Tactical Adventures. I've tweeted them more than once, where I'm like, I mentioned that the game is really good. I'm enjoying it. I wish I had a better PC rig, so I'll stream it. I stream Xbox Series X games when I do my live streams, which, by the way, if you don't follow me on Twitch, follow your boy. Link to that being in the description box below. I stream every Monday through Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, and I do have a decent PC. It's not shit. It's a little outdated, but it's not shit. But it's not good enough to stream games and play games at the exact same time. So I made a tweet about that, and they liked my tweet, because they liked the fact that I'm enjoying their game. I made another tweet when I was talking about having some issues with the game. It wasn't anything massive, just, I couldn't load my save. One of them situations where it's like a corrupt save file. Made a tweet about that. They replied to me, let me know how I could fix it. And I did fix it. Got it done. Shout out to developers who are like that. Shout out to developers who see someone in their community, at them on Twitter and respond. And it wasn't like a few hours later. It wasn't like a week later. No, it was pretty quick how quick they got back to me, on Twitter. Like, it wasn't a phone call, just Twitter. Shout out to Tactical Adventures, and I like that. In general, though, this is not gonna be like my usual long-winded videos. They're pretty short, because I haven't played that much of Solasta, but I have played enough to make this video. And part of me making this, as well as like the Baldur's Gate 3 video, is to bring attention to these games. These are good games. These are fun games. I'm not even into what's the CRPG style. I'm more into the action RPGs like The Witcher, Dragon Age, Skyrim, Mass Effect. Those are my usual styles. Dark Souls. I've gotten into these games mostly because of Solasta is just that fun. It's good gameplay. When I get on my PC and I'm thinking about what games I play, don't want to play Siege, don't want to play Red Dead, don't want to play Dragon Age, don't want to play Skyrim, don't want to play Dark Souls. When I want what are my PC games I want to play, I tend to find myself wanting to play Solasta. I tend to find myself wanting to play Baldur's Gate 3. They interest me. They have pretty decent, good, stories from what was there for early access. They all have good voice acting, especially Solasta. You would think a studio as small as Tactical Adventures wouldn't be able to have good writing and good voice acting. The voice acting for Solasta is pretty good, and it's very well paced. Pacing and cadence is so important in video games. It's important in everything when it comes to the communication. It's so important to have good cadence. It's so important to have good pacing when it comes to your dialogue. One of the issues I mentioned in my Assassin's Creed video is that the pacing for the game is not very good. There's been other games I've played on stream where the pacing is pretty shit and the cadence is not very good. Outriders has a very bad story, the writing sucks, and the voice acting is pretty bad. That is a game that's published by Square Enix and made by People Can Fly, who's an experienced video game developer. They made Bulletstorm, they made Gears of War Judgment. Yet a studio the size of Tactical Adventures, who doesn't have Square Enix backing them, did a better job with a story, did a better job with voice acting, and it's an early access game. Same thing comes to Larian Studios. RPGs, you can say, well, RPGs are way more in depth than a looter shooter is. It's not an excuse. Give credit where credit is due, and these guys deserve credit. So I recommend, if you're thinking about Solasta, if you're thinking about picking up a new game on Steam, give it a try. Don't be afraid about it being early access. Just understand how early access works first and foremost, because some early access games, when they do come out, they will wipe your saves, so you'll have to start all the way over. So keep that in mind. I don't know if Solasta does that, but I think Border Games 3 does it, and a lot of other early access games does it as well. So keep that in mind. You're basically buying the game but playing a demo essentially. And outside of that, understand that yes, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be glitches, there's going to be issues. It's early access, but when you get past all that and you just play the game, these are good games. You should play these games. You should own these games. You should enjoy these games, especially if you're into this kind of shit. If you're not into this thing, and I know I said myself, even though I'm not into D&D, I got into it. I'm in RPGs. I'm in a good story. I'm into good character designs. I'm into everything that makes an RPG great. But I'm not. But if you're someone who's only into shooters, this isn't the game for you. If you're someone who's only in sport games, it's not the game for you. I hate when people buy games that they know they're not going to like, or they buy it anyways so they get bad reviews. It's like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. This game's boring. This game's this game's that. It's like, but it's not meant for you. You bought this game, seeing videos like mine, seeing video games from Mr. Rex, seeing videos from Wolfheart or these other content creators, and you still bought it because you just want to try it out. But you don't even play these kind of games. You play shooters, you play sport games, you play action adventure games like Assassin's Creed. Then you want to deep dive into something a little bit more serious. Mountain Blade isn't for everybody. Baldur's Gate isn't for everybody. Solasta isn't for everybody. But it are for some people. They are for some people, and those people should play this game. If you're into Baldur's Gate, play this game. If you're into these silent RPGs, play this game. Seriously, it's a pretty good experience. I know I didn't go into a lot of detail about the game, but again, I haven't put in that much hours into it because I just got it. But it's like an early impression of an early access game, and so far I'm impressed by it. I enjoy it. I want to keep playing it. I'm probably gonna put a good chunk of hours into it this weekend. Which again, this video might be seen on a Monday. Right now it's being recorded on Thursday, April 15th. So you might see it on Monday, if not Wednesday. So I'm gonna play it the weekend of April 15th. So tomorrow for me. So I'll probably start playing it. And again, every weekend for a while, I'm probably gonna put a good chunk of hours into this, as well as keep playing Baldur's Gate 3 and my usual slow PC games that I play. But with all that said, that is it for today's video. If you've played this game, what do you think about it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you want to follow me on Twitch, where I stream games live for Series X games, mostly it's been Outriders, but next month we're going to be playing nothing but Mass Effect because that's coming out pretty soon. But yeah, I've been Mr. Archangel. Link from Twitch will be in the description box below. Hope you all be safe, be kind to one another. Life's pretty short. We need good people on this planet. Don't be toxic. Be honest though. Anyways, don't want to go on a rant. Again, there is no script. I will ramble when there's no fucking script. Yeah. Goodbye. Good night. Bang!